Ever since the MK Stalin government entered its third year 3 months ago, it has been facing a particularly turbulent time. At least two of its ministers, Senthilbalaji and Ponmudy, are facing fresh legal trouble. Some of its other bigwigs are under the radar of the Enforcement Directorate. Will the DMK be able to surmount this challenge? Vanakkam, this is D. Suresh Kumar, and thank you for joining me in this episode of the Hindu Focus Tamil Nadu, where we shall discuss the fresh cases that Senthilbalaji and Ponmudy are facing, its impact, and the challenges for the DMK. First, Senthilbalaji, who was arrested 2 months ago by the Enforcement Directorate in a money laundering case, lost a legal battle in the Supreme Court challenging the ED action. The agency has since subjected him to custodial interrogation for 5 days. While Senthilbalaji is back in jail, the Income Tax Department landed at a palatial bungalow under construction on a 2.49-acre land in Karur district belonging to Senthilbalaji's sister-in-law and searched the premises. In a related development, the Enforcement Directorate has frozen this property. The agency has accused that this property is valued in the market at about 30 crore rupees but was purchased by Senthilbalaji's brother Ashok, mother-in-law, for a simple sum of 10 lakh rupees. The agency is also on the lookout for Ashok and his mother-in-law as well as wife are not cooperating with the agency or honoring its summons to appear before it. While Senthilbalaji remains in jail, it appears that getting a bail will be difficult for him at this moment of time. Meanwhile, in an unprecedented action, Justice Anand Venkatesh of the Madras High Court has decided to suo motu take up for revision a case in which Higher Education Minister Ponmudy, his wife and a friend were acquitted by a trial court last June. The case in which Ponmudy was accused of amassing wealth disproportionate to his known source of income was initially tried in Villupuram. But sometime last year, the Madras High Court had transferred the case to a court in Vellore. Now, Justice Venkatesh has contended that this whole process is ex facie illegal. He has said that neither the then Chief Justice or the judges had the authority to transfer the case from Villupuram to Vellore. Besides, he has picked serious holes in the way the proceedings were conducted by the judge in Vellore. The judge had acquitted the minister just 2 days before her retirement. Calling the entire process dubious, Justice Venkatesh has said that this, in essence, is an effort to undermine and thwart the administration of criminal justice, and therefore he has taken up this case for review. This means that there is more trouble for Ponmudy, who just last month was subjected to interrogation by the Enforcement Directorate. The ED had conducted searches at the houses of Ponmudy and his son Gautam Sigamani, who is an MP, and also frozen fixed deposit of about 41 crores, in addition to seizing unaccounted cash of more than 81 lakh rupees. These income it has linked to a money laundering case, which in turn is linked to the grant of licenses for red sand mining some 13 years ago when Ponmudy was handling the mining portfolio in the Karnataka government. In fact, it's been a mixed bag for the DMK in the last 1 year or so. Some of its ministers who are facing either criminal or corruption cases have been acquitted by the court. These include Geeta Jeevan, Anita Radhakrishnan and Ponmudy himself in one more case. At the same time, some of its senior leaders, including former Union Telecom Minister A. Raja, former Union Minister Jagat Rakshakan and Anita Radhakrishnan, are also facing cases by the Enforcement Directorate. In addition to this, the party General Secretary's son, Kadir Anand, who is the Vellore MP, is facing charges of tax evasion. In some of these cases, the ministers or the politicians involved have got relief from the court through interim directions. This is not the first time that politicians in Tamil Nadu are being subjected to such kind of action by central agencies. Even more than 25 years ago, agencies such as the CBI, the Income Tax Department, the Enforcement Directorate had targeted or rather gone after personalities such as former Chief Minister Jayalalitha. her close aide VK Sasikala, and the latter's nephew TTV Tinakaran, who is now the AMMK leader. Significantly, none of these cases have ended in a conviction till date. In fact, a few of those cases registered 25 years ago are still pending in court in different stages. More recently, during the Edappadi Palanisamy regime, the Income Tax Department had conducted searches at the houses of former Health Minister C. Vijayabhaskar. Besides, the CBI had registered criminal cases against Vijayabhaskar and his former cabinet colleague B.V. Ramana in the infamous Kutka scam. A representation by the Tamil Nadu government to Governor Anand Ravi seeking sanction to prosecute these two former ministers is quote-unquote pending legal examination by the governor. Incidentally, the AIDMK is an ally of the BJP. Nonetheless, now what do these cases mean for the DMK? Essentially, the DMK could continue to argue that its politicians, its ministers, leaders are being targeted by central agencies because not only is the party strongly opposed to the Narendra Modi government at the center, but it has been consistently insisting that the Congress has to be a part of any non-BJP front at the national level. A section of voters might perhaps buy this argument. In fact, they might even think that the AIDMK, which also they see as corrupt, is subservient to the BJP and therefore the DMK is in a better position. But also, there could be another section of voters who would seriously question the source of money and wealth that has been accumulated by some of the DMK leaders. Besides, as these leaders continue to battle their own legal cases, they would be hard-pressed in terms of loosening their purses during electioneering for the Lok Sabha polls next year. In addition to that, it also remains to be seen whether the DMK will be in a position to face such challenges and how long it will do so. Besides, another question is how long will Chief Minister MK Stalin be able to retain Senthilbalaji as a minister without portfolio, because it appears that he may not get bail anytime sooner. And even if he comes out on bail, will Mr. Stalin be able to restore the portfolios of electricity and excise that were taken away from Senthilbalaji and given to two senior ministers in the cabinet? All these questions remain. We shall revisit them sometime in another video. Until then, this is D. Suresh Kumar signing off. But please do log on to thehindu.com for more such videos. Thank you.